Alright, we're on. So, I said I was going to do this one in one take. Let's see how close I am to that. This is Larry. I'm talking on my YouTube account for Hungry Human or whatever you want to say. I know I owe you guys a video. Sorry about that. I have not been sleeping. I'm messing up. I'm slipping. There's a lot of stuff I'm working on right now, and it's tedious. That's one dude, you know. So what are you gonna do? Sometimes you don't sleep, and that's why we have stuff like coffee. Now that I made myself look ridiculous for the first 30 seconds, and hopefully not the last 30 seconds. I know I owed you a video on something. I'm still trying to figure out what, because I'm trying to just avoid this whole tear thing. But the funny thing is, I don't sit around crying all day and all this stuff, but stuff that I'm passionate about for some reason or another, it brings out the worst or the best or whatever you want to call that in me. So I'm trying to avoid that one time. That's my goal. One time to make it through a YouTube video without like Kleenex and being extra caffeinated, and I don't even know. So I already lost the caffeinated part, so let's see if we lose part two. Alright, I will tell you guys about a concept. I don't think I tell you guys about concepts that often. I just send you little videos and stuff. I was trying to decide between Footsies and Fraudbusters. Just they're both kind of tough to talk about because there's a lot with both of them. But since Fraudbusters is in front of me, I have a printout of it. I can tell you about it. Alright, where did this concept come from? Okay. Let's say that I bust my ass selling shirts all the time. Okay, I mean just like really, you know, whatever you can do on the planet to sell a shirt. That's kind of what I try to do so I can get my message out, and you guys already know what that is and why it's so important to me and whatever else, but that's kind of where I come from. Now, let's say I used to have a lot more trouble than I do now selling shirts. I still have trouble. It's not the greatest, but it's a lot better than it used to be. And during those times, because I'm a person that's, I guess I'm a little bit analytical, I always wanted to know why people could see you doing so much work and not really acknowledge it, you know. And what I mean by not really acknowledge it is, just like I mentioned, people in Australia buying my stuff. There was people buying stuff in Australia from me while I was here in California, just going around doing everything I could to sell a shirt, and nobody was really messing with me, and I couldn't figure that out. And I thought about it when I was at NCR, NorCal Regionals. I'd say maybe 4 months ago. It kind of came to me, and it made a lot of sense, or whatever this is made sense. I have a few friends that just buy my stuff off me, and they buy it off in bulk. They just buy everything right when it comes out, and they get it, and they're my best friends, and I appreciate it. And so what happens is, they tell me the most stuff, because remember I said I'm one man. I'm one man at a tournament. So, or one man just doing this whole thing, not even at a tournament, one man. See, I need to get more sleep. But I'm one man just doing all this. And so I need like all the information I can get to make things better. And who better than your friends to tell you something, because everybody else thinks I'm just going to pop off and say something crazy. My friends know I'm going to do that, but they don't trip over it. So anyways, back to the story. One of my buddies, he buys everything that I make, and he was saying, yeah man, when I go to these tournaments, he's like, you need to start making me more exclusive stuff or something like that, because all these people, you know, they keep looking at me funny. They're wearing shirts too, and they just keep looking at me funny, and they keep doing this to me and all this stuff, and I don't know what that's about, and he just said it creeps him out. And I was laughing at it, but then I thought about it, and I said, why do they do that? Why do they do that? You know, why do people nod at you like that? Because obviously I'm the dude that you know, runs this, so people always just look at me, and they do that anyway. And so I was like, why do they do that to him? And it clicked. Maybe, keep in mind I was going in and out of the rain like for 11 hours just selling shirts, so you know, it might have been some caffeinated no sleep euphoria, just like now, I suppose. But I said, I know why they do that. I know why they do that. And it made sense, and I thought about it. You know why? It's because, you know, as I'm sitting on YouTube and telling you everything that's really coming out of my mind, and you know, sharing just anything and everything that I feel in a real way, I think that the people that pick up on that, they're kind of the same vein of people. They're just real ass people. And so what's happening is, since all the people that are buying my stuff are real ass people, you know, you guys have this kind of camaraderie through messing with HH. Is you guys are all extra real. So there's this expression, real recognize real. I don't know if you heard that, or you guys are, a lot of you guys are from California, but you know, I have family in Texas and all around, so I've heard that, and that's just like, when you see somebody that does real ass stuff, anything that's just extra real and that's who they are, you know, you give them that kind of nod. And that's what's going on with you guys, is when you guys do that to each other, like, you guys are seeing that. You guys are saying, hey, you know, y'all fuck with Larry, y'all are real, you know. And so I just thought that was so cool. I thought that was so cool. And I just started thinking about it, and I was like, man, you know, all these times where I was just trying to sell shirts to all these funky people that didn't even want my stuff, and really, you know, if they did want it, it wouldn't be for a good reason. It was just, you know, for whatever. I was like, I didn't even think about all these people that are just hella real and mess with my stuff. And so I was just like really moved by that. And I was thinking about how to kind of repay you guys back. You know, as I always say, thank you. I always want to repay you. You know, I don't like debts. I don't like that. And so I felt like I owed you something, because what happens is, as I'm trying to convey this message and working really hard to cut through that, you know, I send emails all day, I tweet all day, I, you know, go around pimping product, whatever else, but sometimes it's just not enough, you know. And you guys are like these colossal warriors, okay? You guys are just these ultimate badass, gritty, you know, I don't take any bullshit, whatever, you know, ragtag warrior type dudes that just kind of cut through all the BS for me, and you guys get my message out. And so that's kind of what Fraudbusters, it's not kind of, that's what it is about, is you guys literally are your own entity. It's outside of me now. You guys are your own culture. And as I try, and I give everything that I have, I give 110% of what I have when it's not enough, you guys cut through that. You guys, when there's times where I can't, you know, afford advertising, I put that all into clothes. You know, that's why it looks so good, is because that's where all the money goes. And as I can't do advertising, you guys are advertising. As I can't reach certain friends, you guys are doing that. So when I see these people, as I talk about, I don't know about these guys in Australia buying my stuff, I think there's probably one guy that's just cutting through all these people and say, yeah, there's this dude, and he does this stuff, and it's for us, and you should check him out. And it gets through all the fake people that are like, well, I don't really know, and just whatever the excuse is for the day, or, you know, if it doesn't have an $8.95 on it, they don't want it. I don't know. But you guys are doing that. You guys are carrying this message around for me. And I just thought that was the coolest thing around. So I said, hey, let's make a shirt out of that. Let's make a shirt out of them. And there's a few nods in there, which you guys can kind of see where I have these attachments to certain elements of games and gaming and stuff like that. And you can see that those nods are in the piece and stuff like that. So the way the guys are dressed, they have certain little, you know, nods to other characters and stuff in there. And they represent that, but they also represent you, because, you know, we're in this really weird culture where we kind of worship these little creations, and I just thought that's cool and everything, but at the same time it's boring, because you guys are much more interesting than that. And so I just thought if we could make something that was kind of cumulative, that represented how cool I think you guys are, in contrast to these characters that we worship all day, it would just be this really it would be a moving piece, because you know when you wear it that not only are you real, but that it's for you, and that you're a part of this crew. You're a part of this movement. You are this. And I just that's where that all comes from. Is it's gratitude. It's a thank you and an acknowledgement. It's my acknowledgement to you guys for what you guys do to make this brand something. And so that's the story in a nutshell. As for the little tagline, that was just tough. It was real, recognize fake, destroyers of mediocrity, all this stuff. But the funnier thing is it just didn't really look good, and sometimes it just has to look good. So ain't afraid no frauds, or whatever it is, that just happens to look good. And I thought it was kind of fun, because it's a little nod to, when people think about Fraudbusters, they think about Ghostbusters, and they're like, well, where's the Ghostbusters thing? And that's not really what I was going for, or what I was thinking about. But I said, hey, let's give them a little nod. And so that's just a little last minute nod. in there, just towards that. And so that's kind of the whole piece in a nutshell. Yeah, that's what I got so far. If you guys have like random questions or something like that, you can ask me. But now you guys got a video, all right? We're still gonna keep it rocking. We got a lot more stuff to do. But yeah, let me know what you think. Follow me on Twitter @hungryhuman. Email me. Go on the fan page. It's facebook.com/hungryhuman, I believe. And that's what I got. This is probably like 17 minutes or something really long. I'm sorry, you know, I rambled, but I didn't cry, so I made it through. Yeah, I made it through. So, yeah. Peace.